Hi Libras, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to your timeless love reading. This is whenever you find this reading, it's meant to be heard. So if you're just finding it now, you find it today, tomorrow, next week, it doesn't matter. There's a message here for you. So this is for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Cross watchers, you're always welcome. Today, we are just going to ask our spirit guides what it is that they want you to know, what is coming your way, what is it that maybe you don't know in love, any surprises out there. So it is a general love reading for my Libras. Let's see what they have. Let's call on our angels and spirit guides now. Welcome back, everybody. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have for us today? What is it that you need us to know and hear? I am listening for you now. Communication. Can you hear me? Okay, so clear communication is how that just came into me. Clear communication, a cold environment. Somebody has been giving you a cold shoulder. Just this kind of pushed off energy is how it felt. The cold shoulder reaches out, or somebody breaks silence, just this feeling of picking. It just came into me as picking up again. So you might not have broken up. You might have been just kind of talking or seeing each other. And then this person kind of fell off the face of the earth. It just feels like picking up again, like picking up speed. Okay. Something like that. Like we were hot and heavy in the beginning. And then, I don't know, they've been giving me the cold shoulder. They haven't been as active recently, something like that. Children. Okay. They could be busy with their children. They have children, that they have responsibilities. That could be the reason why. When they call. So there is, maybe they just didn't realize how much time had passed since they had spoken to you last. It feels like a new relationship that there's no, we don't have a commitment to each other. So this person isn't expected to call you every day. This person isn't, so they're reaching out to you again, but some time has passed, they're saying. So I'm not sure how long, but time, it's a little bit of, I never thought I'd hear from you again energy. I'm going to get a couple more of these. Accountability, righting some wrongs. Maybe they're going to explain why I haven't been reaching out. Maybe they have good reasons, but I would ask them. I haven't heard from you for a while. I didn't think you were interested anymore. You don't want to put somebody in too much, pain. But here's this, you hurt me somehow. And I have been patient. Not that you're sitting around waiting for anybody, but you thought you had a good thing started, and maybe this person just got cold shoulder, cold feet. There's a sense of they hesitated, and they start to fall back on, I'm busy with work, I'm busy with the kids, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, something shifts in them, and they come back around again, and then this time they're more serious. So let's see if this time when they do reach out, they are a little bit more into being ready for this relationship. Spirit, tell me. I have a 9 of Pentacles. I have a Death card. I have a 10 of Pentacles, and I have a Hierophant. I feel like there is either a change at their work or a change around a situation around money for them. They could have resolved an issue. It's a little bit of by the grace of God, I got through it. Something could be off their plate. They could be in a better position, something like that. They do want to give this another kind of go around. They do feel like they dropped the ball, but they've given it some thought. I feel like they're afraid that you've moved on, that, it's one of those things like, if they call you, one of two things are going to happen. You've moved on, or you're not going to be interested because you feel like they kind of ghosted you, or they just pushed you away without a really, not knowing why. I have a feeling that they gave some thought to, look at this. I have a feeling they gave some thought to you, okay? That, have I lost you energy? Have I lost you? I've given some thought. It's the person who doesn't realize that they've met somebody really great, and I don't want to say they took it for granted, but they didn't appreciate it when it was right in front of them. And then they back off, or you back off because you're not getting enough out of it. It's not a breakup, Spirit saying, because you really weren't in a relationship. You may have been, maybe you saw each other a few times, maybe you called and talked a few times, and then it was like silence, and it was like crickets, okay? So the crickets just were happening, and then all of a sudden somebody, they decide to call back. They decide to reach out again, and maybe they are in the doghouse. Maybe you are saying, hey, I'm really not interested in this kind of back and forth game. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. Stuck, I can't break out of these illusions. This person could be feeling like they're trapped in a lot of different areas of their life, and they're trying to figure out, how do I have this beautiful person in my life and juggle everything that I have? Some people think they are ready for a relationship, and then when they start a relationship, they realize it takes time, it takes effort. They have responsibilities already, and they're like, how do I do this? And then they back off because they could start getting overwhelmed. So I have a feeling your person was just, I guess they didn't want to do like false advertising or get you all excited about, we're really going to have a thing here, if they couldn't deliver. Trying to do the right thing. I like this. Their integrity comes through. Okay. So when they make that call, the conversation is going to be about, I'm not really interested in back and forth. Okay. But the conversation turns things around. It's an understanding, like, I'm not trying to change your whole life. I'm not trying to take all your time. I don't have these expectations that you have to, call me every, 6 hours. I feel like we start to talk on a more of a, I like you and I like to be with you. And I have to figure out how to find some balance with all the responsibilities that we both have on each side. I love the sweetness of your soul and the taste of your kisses. So they're sharing with me that you touched them, you've touched their heart. And that's the difference. That whatever little time you've spent with them, they have realized that there is something there, okay? That there's this kind of attraction, that I can feel the caring. I'm just going to put it as, what, I started to care for you, and I kind of missed that. So, people back off for a lot of reasons. A lot of times it's life. A lot of times it's I'm having a hard time juggling everything. I desire you. I miss the way you taste, those soft lips on my face, your warm embrace. So I don't feel like they're coming back just for one thing. I feel like they have integrity, but we could have been physical with this person, and you may have said, God, well, that was a mistake. What was I thinking? But it wasn't. It wasn't. I like to refer to these types of readings as, you had some kind of false start with somebody. Think of it as a track team, race, and they're all lined up and the gun's going to go off, but somebody jumps the gun. Okay. So this person could have false started the race, false started the takeoff. And then they come back and they get back in line and they line up again, and then the gun goes off, and this time they're in pace with everybody else. So I see it as sometimes we have those relationships that come into us. For some reason, we hit it off really, really well, and then it kind of cools down and goes somewhere else. Somebody's upset. All of the anger that I hold up inside of me came out. Maybe resentments came out because it reminded me of being ghosted or neglected by somebody else or abandoned by somebody else. So this person could have triggered a lot of different feelings. You made me feel alive again. They did, what did they just say? You touched their heart. Okay. So the time that you did spend with them meant something to them. And that's what they want you to know. I can't accept it. I'm in denial. So they maybe were in denial of their feelings. And we all know that. We all know that people are hold back for a lot of different reasons. I have faithful. I know we will find our way back to each other in divine time. So I don't necessarily want to qualify this as a no contact because I don't feel like we were official yet. But I will say that if it's one of those connections. If it's meant to be, it will come back. Okay. And I'm definitely going to put it into that kind of a category. But I have a feeling that conversations are going to turn this around, and you're going to be hearing from this person very soon. So let's put this out to the universe. Let's ask Spirit to guide you now. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for your comments. If you'd like to book a private reading, personal reading, please visit my website, KathyMamolen, psychicmedium.com.